was a day, just a day. Nothing special about it at all. Changed to a blinding white light like the sun reflecting off of sand dunes. And I was no longer part of the world. I was just gone, disconnected, like tugging on materialized intestines. Makes me tired. And the smell wafted in. Slimy black leaves slipping through the teeth of a rake and the coppery tang of a butcher's back room. I floated. Not literally, of course. I'm not crazy. But nothing held my consciousness anymore. Whatever machinations keep us within our bodies, those tethers were gone. I was unbound. I know it was early afternoon when I left. But the next I remember, the smell of meat. Navigating with my nose in the air, I felt like a bloodhound. The closer I got, the stronger the smell became. Here's the thing about being disconnected. You can act any part. I was charming, the absolute soul of wit and grace. I introduced myself and asked would like some company. Surprised, but said yes anyway. But understand this, I knew we had arrived. The smell became stronger. A building closed for renovations. The smell of sawdust was almost strong enough to cover the smell of rot. I felt nothing, not lust and not love. Mold. I responded appropriately. Now this is where it was all clear. And where had that come from? The world came into clarity for a brief second. I could see everything. We began our dance of flesh, our exchange of momentum, and the smell grew stronger. I was real again, connected, collapsed to the floor, head to one side, hands slick with blood. It was warm, and it was materialized. Within a few breathless moments, it became dark. The dark didn't matter. The world was like me, blank and materialized. I would say that I was stunned, but I didn't feel much of anything but loss. But I knew that if I wanted to be real again, then I would have to work to materialize, sacrifice. Irritating, like sand between teeth. I knew things. I knew that I had to create a trail that wasn't a trail, a chaotic straight line. I had to plan. I had to branch out, but I shouldn't have worried about it. The smell always drew me to where I needed to be. It came back, flowing, but my head stuck out of it, flicking my tongue like a snake. Soon enough, the smell grew overpowering, following the scent until I materialized. A chaotic straight line. Wet leaves and the meat all mixed. I felt dizzy. He saw me and raised an eyebrow. I nodded and smiled. I asked if we could go to discuss it. I could tell he was angry, that the disrespect materialized. But he said nothing. I put my free hand on his head and told him to look up at me. He did, like he knew what this was, what I was, as if he were in a dream, a nightmare materialized. He just didn't know I was his way out. A fine spray of blood landed on all his dots and swirls and patterns, and oh dear God, it was geometry and secrets, real, materialized. I moved quickly. Couldn't escape. He reacted faster than I anticipated. Struck his raised arm, cracking his bones and making him screech. And in that moment of elation, my dreams were sweet as I devoured my dreams, and I awoke. I was disconnected, of course, and my arm ached from exertion. I lifted myself slowly, pulled at my shirt like the hook of a drunken fisherman. My knees threatened to buckle. But I willed them to be stable. Bursts of starlight, bursts of fireworks materialized. I threw myself at him. The blow was meant to be a mercy, to end it quickly, but instead, it drove his lips into his mouth and crushed his teeth behind them. It's a garbled mess of bubbling red noise. I kept swinging until he stopped moving. Well, most of them stopped moving. His heels continued to drum against the floor for 36 seconds, but I wasn't counting. I could see my pulse in my eyes, explosion after explosion, bringing colors across the ceiling. I reveled in the real. The moonlight was silver waves pouring through the window, cold and beautiful. I see you, Butcher, the moonlight said. I see you well. As I reached in my pocket and drew the knife, the world came into clarity for a brief second. Everything materialized. The dark didn't matter, and the colors were an epiphany, a solar flare of the universe. I evolved. For a brief time, I held the cosmos in my mind, and it was putty to be shaped. Didn't stop physical discomfort, but it dulled it. Sacrifices, and I had been rewarded with monsters. Too much human interaction makes me tired. I watched her squinted eyes as stark black letters materialized. Feed, it read, and it was. Disconnected. I raised my bloody hand in a wave and dropped him a sly wink and a grin, turning his head to watch me as he went. He should have been worried. drained from me like piss. Inconsequential again. Into the shadows, rotten leaves and meat. When the smell came back, it attacked my nostrils like an invading swarm of parasites, filling me with rank, fecal darkness. Because I wasn't really there. The smell drifted maddeningly close, only to retreat again. I followed the trail. My bloodless knuckles popped as I squeezed them tighter. Reality withdrawal was seeping in. It had to have been because I was getting angry. I lunged forward real hard and shaking my head back and forth like a dog. My gums began to bleed. I could taste it on my tongue. I drew my head back and stared at myself. Blood dripped from between my lips. And I couldn't see my eyes. But they must have been there. I didn't even know where I was. I was sure of it, that I didn't understand. It looked at me, and I looked at it, and we both nodded. I tried to focus on them. I pushed the button, I could hear the chime echo, so I pressed it again. An old monster looked at me with eyes half closed against the brightness. I smiled and could feel the sticky blood materialize.